have two more questions. The first is about growth hormone. So I was taught that growth hormone is released primarily in sleep, although there are some daytime activities that can promote the release of growth hormone as well, certain forms of exercise, maybe some thermal stimuli, et cetera, but that the major event of growth hormone release occurs in sleep. Is that true?
It is, although there is some argument that it is it sleep dependent or is it simply sleep coinciding?
Okay.
Meaning that it's that at the time of day, so is it a circadian process where it's just nighttime-ness means that you release growth hormone? Or is it nighttime plus sleep that is needed? And it seems to be a mixture of both, but it seems to be more sleep dependent than it is nighttime dependent and sleep independent.
I probably should have said before, growth hormone critically important for growth of children during development, but also for tissue repair and metabolism throughout the lifespan.
Throughout the lifespan. When we're adults, we critically need it.
Right. So if I understand correctly, when one goes to sleep, growth hormone is released, but that there's a circadian component as well. So it's a bit of an and gate, as they say.
Correct.
Which is that you need this and that in order to get growth hormone release. And the reason I ask this, and I'm going to frame it this way because I think it's going to both clarify what you said and also lead to a practical step, which is about sleep regularity and timing. I've heard that the growth hormone surge is greatest at the beginning of the night of sleep, and that if we go to sleep a few hours later than usual, we miss the opportunity to experience the same level of growth hormone release, even if we sleep the same total number of hours.
Right.
So yet more incentive for regular sleep timing.
Yes. So you're right, it's an and gate. So it's nightimeness does help, but sleep helps perhaps significantly more, meaning that I can have you experience the nighttime, but I can deprive you of sleep and selectively of deep non-REM sleep, and I can markedly impair your growth hormone release.
Put differently, I think, tell me if this is correct, put differently, if somebody has to work the night shift and they sleep during the day, they'll still get a growth hormone release, but not as much growth hormone release were they to have slept at night.
Correct. So we can do it one of two ways. So my way is to say, I keep you on a diurnal nocturnal sort of schedule where you're awake during the day and you're asleep at night, but I'm going to selectively deprive you of just your deep sleep at night. So you're still sleeping and you're still spending the nighttime-ness in bed, which is not the shift work version. But I can block or not block, I can significantly reduce your growth hormone because I selectively deprived you of sleep. Or I can do the opposite, which is the shift work approach, which is I'm not going to deprive you of sleep. You're going to sleep during the day. But now I have held sleep constant. So in my version, I have held nightimeness constant and I've manipulated sleep. In your version, the shift worker, we've done the opposite. We've held sleep constant, they're sleeping during the day, but we've manipulated nightimeness. And now, as you said, yes, they will release some growth hormone, even though that's not the natural time on the 24-hour clock when we would see growth hormone released. Why? Because they are getting sleep, because it's a somewhat sleep-dependent process. But they're not going to necessarily release as much, in part because they're not experiencing sleep at nighttime phases. So you can elegantly separate those two out. And that's why it's not quite one or the other, but it seems to be both. Certainly it's a sleep sensitive. I would say sleep sensitive is a very good way of describing it.
Okay, so translated to actionable protocol, everyone should strive to get sleep ideally at night of sufficient quality and quantity, which you already discussed, and getting sufficient amounts of deep sleep is going to be especially important for sake of growth hormone release.
Correct.
Got it.